Business Report, brought to you by Sky Mall Food Court.
In business tonight, Barbados' financial system continues to be stable, but it has felt some impact from government's debt restructuring and the adoption of the IFRS 9 accounting standard by financial companies. That's the view of some of the stakeholders in the local financial system following the release of the Financial Stability Report 2018. The Central Bank of Barbados hosted a discussion forum to look at the findings, and one of the panelists was economist with the Financial Services Commission, Melissa Burrows.
Well, basically, the report shows that overall our financial system is still stable at this point. We've had some extraordinary events taking place within the last year. The government has restructured its debt. We have the adoption of the IFRS 9 standard, and generally speaking, in terms of our economy, we've had anemic growth over the last 3 to 5 years. Withstanding all of those, our non-bank financial sector has weathered the storm and still continues to perform.
Meanwhile, President of the Barbados Bankers Association, Donna Wellington, says that sector continues to feel the effects of the debt restructuring and IFRS 9, which came at about the same time. She adds while the banks did not experience a haircut, there were indeed losses to the sector, and that's because of the net present value of the assets. Ms. Wellington also says some growth in loans that had been achieved by the sector was eroded, but there is still some optimism.
Looking forward, we do think that growth is going to be critical for us in order to not just weather the storm, but to survive. And on top of that, we're not just looking at profitability, because when you look at profitability, people always do with commercial banks. And they say, well, look, $20 million, $10 million, that's a lot. But when one looks at the total value of the money that we hold, the return on our assets is quite low, and it remains low, and we need to see some improvement in that.
Locally based blockchain company Bit Incorporated has been showing its corporate social responsibility by engaging with some of the island schools. In its most recent initiative, the fintech company donated some equipment to the St. George Secondary School. That included laptops, a printer, tablet, ink, and paper. Chief Executive Officer of BIT, Senator Rawdon Adams, talked about the significance of the initiative by BIT, which has also set itself the mission of empowering people through digital payment solutions. Principal of the school, Dennis Brown, accepted the donation and encouraged other corporate players to make similar donations to schools across the island. Meantime, Senator Adams says that they were pleased to be able to visit the school to be a part of that exercise.
Preparing students for 5th, 6th form, going into tertiary education, if this kind of hardware helps them do the research, prepare themselves, I think it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
And it's time now to take a look at how those stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region.
First up, Jamaica, where Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial was the volume leader with 24,684,133 units at $1.61 each. They were followed by Wigton Wind Farm Limited Ordinary Shares and Carreras Limited. Over in Trinidad and Tobago, JMMB Group Limited was the volume leader with 570,760 shares changing hands for a value of $1,255,672. They were followed by First Caribbean International Bank Limited and Ansa Merchant Bank Limited. And right here in Barbados, Goddard Enterprises Limited was the volume leader, trading 61,476 shares at $3.25 each. They were followed by Sagicor Financial Corporation Limited.